is the like page Facebook guru, and he is helping a lot of coaches within the Beachbody industry, and I'm sure within other MLMs, really boost their business. And he's fantastic at really digging deep and sharing your story on social media and separating you from the crowd of Beachbody coaches and being an authentic you and sharing that out loud. So I'm super pumped for Jesse to be able to share some golden secret sauce, right?
I'm excited to be here. Let me set up my screen share, and
I'm gonna mute my line. You have got the stage, homie.
You can see my screen.
Yep, you're good to go.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. Some of you may be in Social Team Builder right now. I'm going to turn the slide up so I can see. Some of you guys might be Social Team Builder members right now, which is awesome if you are. And if you're not, I'm going to give you guys some really good information and just kind of a different mindset moving forward. Like Tutana said, obviously we know sharing our story is vital to this, and I'll get into all that. But what this is about today is called the fifth vital behavior, and we're calling it a Beachbody game changer because I actually work with about 99% Beachbody coaches. I think I've had over 3,000 people in the training now, so we've had lots of success. And I'm going to quickly just kind of go through, something that you guys are all familiar with already. The four vitals. Obviously, being a product of the product is huge, and we all know invite. You got to ask to get sales. Personal development, obviously, is something that I hope everyone, like people like Brandon Bouchard, are fantastic. I can't recommend someone like that enough. He has a great YouTube channel, so I hope that's something you're pressing forward with. And then recognition, what you saw kind of just doing now, is obviously an important vital. What I'm here to talk to you about today is the mysterious fifth vital behavior, which is connecting with your tribe. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what your interests are, who your avatar is. Your tribe is on Facebook. They are here. Well, let's just kind of go through why the fifth vital is actually the most important as compared to the other four. The fifth is the most important. And obviously, we know they're all vital. And I can tell you people have had success without tapping into the fifth vital, and that's fine. But I'm here to say there's a much better and a much easier way to do business than what you're doing now, that what could change, because connecting with your tribe is the secret ingredient. When you're speaking to your tribe, when you're speaking to what feels like your best friend, it's easy to do work. It's easy. It's fun. And I'm going to go through right now what are the four vitals. And I think, again, I've worked with a lot of coaches, and I've had a lot of feedback of the frustrations, of the times that they feel like, they're spinning their wheels. They feel like, maybe this isn't really, they don't know what they're doing. They just feel like they're going through because, hey, they told me to go contact 10 people, so I'm contacting 10 people. I'm willing to bet people here right now have felt frustrated with that. They don't know who to go or who to talk to, and it says it's unfortunate how carefully thought out words fall into deaf ears. That's the promoting in the wrong places. But the falling into deaf ears is kind of a theme I want to go with right now. And how many people have ever felt icky, gross, like you're a salesperson, trying to message a bunch of people? Oh, I need to get my Success Club points right now. And I gotta message people. When you're doing that in a way that doesn't feel natural, you will never get sales. You might get lucky once in a while, but you're not going to get sales. Feeling like a bad salesperson is not the way you will build your business, okay? Here's some more personal development. And I liked using this quote. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with The Miracle Morning. Fantastic, Hal Elrod. They say that misery loves company, but so does mediocrity. Don't let limiting beliefs of others limit what's possible for you. Have you ever felt really pumped up about some big win in your life that you shared and you didn't get the type of feedback you were hoping for? Or maybe people kind of push back, like, well, do you really need to do these workouts? Or is that something you have to do? When you're not connecting with your tribe, you're going to feel that way. You're going to feel like, gosh, are they really trying to push me up or, pull me up or here? What's going on? It won't feel natural. I'm not saying that for everyone, but I know you know what I'm talking about. When you're sharing your wins with your tribe, it's unbelievable. Recognition is another thing. It's different when you're recognizing someone that's your best friend. That's someone that you absolutely connect with. That's someone that you feel like you've known forever versus somebody that you barely know that maybe signed up for your team, and maybe those two people did exactly the same thing. Maybe they accomplished exactly the same thing. How different does it feel when you recognize your best friend versus somebody that you hardly even know? There's a huge difference there. And when you connect with your tribe on there, you don't have to put on that fake smile and pat them on the back for recognition. You can absolutely feel overjoyous and just super excited for the people. How do you apply the fifth vital behavior and start connecting with your tribe? Well, it starts with defining your avatar. Now, a lot of people wonder, what is an avatar? Well, it's kind of a combination of who you were, who you are, and where you're going. But it's specifics in there. And you use those specifics to start defining your targeting. One thing that we teach in Social Team Builder heavily is the importance of laser targeting your niche. You know, if you're going on there, don't ever try to be everything for everyone. You need to be laser specific with who it is you're speaking to so that your message, what you're saying on your page or what you're saying in your posts, matches up to the marketplace you're going after, like you're having a conversation with one person. That's how you start connecting with your tribe. The next thing is you realize is you need to be using a Facebook like page. You need to be utilizing these tools, and it's extremely important. I'm going to give you a few really important aspects of why that is, but using a like page has all of these tools that they offer you for free that you can use to leverage and grow your business and bring in your tribe. One thing that we say in Social Team Builder is, I don't chase, I attract. Meaning you should not be chasing people all over Facebook trying to get your next sale. If you set this up right with a Facebook like page, you will absolutely bring in your tribe and attract the right people to you. And like I said before, the data and everything that Facebook offers on a like page is ridiculous. And most people don't even get close to tapping into it. Now, the good news is, this is my opinion, but I'm thinking everyone here will agree with it, that Beachbody is an extremely visual company. You have workouts. It's a lot of pictures and results, transformation results. It's a very visual and it's a social company. Your tribe is on there. Everyone needs help in some way or another. Everyone's looking for that. Everyone's looking for the type of help that you guys offer. So why I bring up a like page, and it's not just because, I have a like page training. You guys need to get a like page. You need to be utilizing this in so many ways. And I'm going to go through every aspect of it, the important aspects, not every aspect, the really important aspects. The first one you can see here is you're capped at 5,000 friends versus on a personal page versus no limit on a like page. Like my wife right now, I think, Jitana, would you say you have 12,000 or 13,000? My wife has 90,000 almost going on. I mean, we have some people in the training, which you're going to see here, that have up to 500,000 page likes. There's no limit to how big you can grow your page. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that it's actually against the rules on Facebook to run your business, to run a business on a personal page. That's why you don't see any big businesses running it with a personal page. They use a Facebook business page, a Facebook like page. There have been top coaches and other coaches in the past, and there are people today in every industry that try to run a business through a personal page, especially as an entrepreneur in network marketing, that get their whole account shut down. So I'm telling you right now, this is not something like a scare tactic. This is a fact. So it's something to be aware of, because it absolutely, they design these pages for a reason. And again, they are built for business. They are built for you to target your tribe. When you start sharing your story in a way that's authentic and true to you, and I'm going to show you guys some really awesome posts on here, but when you start doing it in a way that will connect with new people, that will absolutely connect with the people out there, the cold market people that are tapping and looking for help, they're looking for that change, it will blow your mind with the possibilities, because you're not going on there posting about Beachbody and Beachbody and Beachbody. You're sharing your story. You're sharing why you're doing this. You're sharing what it's done for you and where you're going. But here's the good news. As you're sharing your story and you're doing it in the right way, You can look at your posts. You can look at the data. Okay, my audience likes this. Oh, they like this. Here's a big tip. As you post, start looking at the data, especially if those of you that are utilizing your like pages. Look at the data. What are those numbers? Take note of what's working and keep track of it in like a folder or a file. You can reuse those posts later. You know, a few months down the road, you can start recycling your posts. It's such a no-brainer, and so many people think they have to come up with all this original content all the time. You can absolutely come back and reuse your posts, you know, as you go through, because no one's going to scroll back and see what you were doing in December. You know, so you can. That's something that is such an easy thing to do. But again, not enough people do it. But you use it by tapping into the data under Facebook and the insights of your like page. You can look at your posts, insights, and then posts, and look at all of that data, and then find out how people are reacting, and look at the audiences, and you can see how they're reacting and how they're, you know, how they will want more or just it's not working. And this is the biggest difference between, I'll tell you this, like I said, a lot of times when we launch, we get people, and people always say, well, I posted this on my personal page and it got all these likes and some comments, and then I posted on my like page and it was crickets. Well, then I asked this, okay, that's cool. I'm glad you got that great engagement. How much business did it bring you? Are you running a hobby or a business? Are you doing this to feed your ego, or are you doing it to feed your bank account? This is the difference. If you're just worried about, you know, how many people have liked your post or whatever, then just keep posting on your personal page. If you want to run a business and you want to get business-like results, you need to use a like page. And that's the biggest difference we see there. People get hung up on engagement and not on results, because that's what builds your business. So how can you use a like page to build a massive business? And we're going to get into some examples here. Now, again, this is what happens when you use the 4 vital behaviors and you speak to your tribe and you speak to the people on there. This is the first example. This is Heather. She has a really neat page. She's super, it's called Sarcastic Fitness Mama. She's really true to herself. She has lots of fun. She likes to post memes, but she does lots of Facebook video, and then she shares her fitness journey mixed in with all of that. And this is it. Like, hey, who's got 2 thumbs and lost 5 pounds this week? This girl. You know, I mean, crazy great engagement. Here's Lori. Lori does an amazing job with her page. Just a fantastic example. And one thing you're going to see a common denominator here with this one and the next one I show you is that they're sharing the products. I think this is the, what is it called? Energize. And she's sharing it, but you see she doesn't mention the name of the product. She doesn't hammer her page with a bunch of Beachbody posts. Because I'm telling you guys right now, if you are talking about Beachbody 24/7, and if you're posting all about Shakeology and all these products on there, it's going to turn people off. You need to share it in a way that just naturally occurs. And this is, look at this. She doesn't even bring it up in here, and then she just mentions it in the comment. Hey, I know you're going to ask, so here's a link for it. Or you could just reply to people. And here's another, Stephanie Kathman. For those in Social Team Builder, they know Stephanie well. She helps out and volunteers her time. We had a fantastic hangout earlier today. And this one was about Shakeology. She never even mentions the product. The key here, you guys, is to be enthusiastic, talk about what it's doing for you or what you're experiencing, but get people curious. Get them wondering more. Get them asking about you. When you do it with people that are of your tribe, it's extremely easy to do. Then you're going to get people, okay, but seriously, what's in your cup? It drives them nuts, but that's a good thing. That's how conversations get started. You know, something that we hammer home and we always talk about is, this is not about trying to get sales. You are not writing posts thinking, who's going to buy this from me now? The goal of when you write posts is to get comments, it's to get engagement on your page of people interested in what's going on. And then you start connecting with people. You start having private conversations. And it's not about, hey, Lisa, thanks for commenting. Do you want to join my challenge group? No, you get to know people. You get to know who they are, and that's what builds your page up and absolutely blows your business up. So invite. This is Coach Jessie Burr. She volunteers quite a bit of time in the training as well. She is just amazing person. This was something that she had shared, which was a squat challenge. Obviously, this was not an ad. This is just a total viral post. It was very organic for her. And this ended up turning into a free group. We really recommend things like free groups and giveaways, because when you're doing it, and there is a right and a wrong way to do things like free groups and giveaways, but when you do it in the right way with your cold market, they're going to remember you, they're going to want to work with you, and they're going to come back for more. So she did this one, which was a squat challenge, as you can see, and she got crazy numbers. I mean, crazy numbers. I think she had 400 or 500 people inside of her free group and got just massive amount of success club points that led to that or from that. So, I mean, it's just the sky's the limit with this stuff, you guys. That's what, and this is another example from Coach Burr, which is she did the giveaway, which was kind of a neat thing that's different. She did the 12 days of fitness. So every day she just gave away a little teeny product, and she got crazy. Check this out. She got all these comments, and she got just tons of engagement every single day, people commenting, wanting to learn more. You know what this means here? All these people are just new people for her to connect with. This is, I don't chase, I attract. The people come to me, and I start talking to them. I start getting to know them. And when you're creative and you have fun with things like giveaways, it's absolutely amazing on your page. Here's Alicia Mers. She was in the training. I think she joined last April. And so she's been in it for about a year. And this was a post just, hey, this is what I do. This is my business. I'm accepting applications now. Imagine what it would be like for you if you could make a post with your tribe and people would actually fill out applications wanting to work with you. What would that mean? How awesome would that feel? I mean, seriously, she had 11 shares on an application post. I mean, that's just, I think it's like a network marketer's dream come true. You're not chasing, you're having to look through applications to see who wants to work with you. This is the goal here, you guys. When you find your tribe, when you find the right people to work with, this is not hard to do. If you're sharing your story and you find your tribe, when you find your tribe on Facebook, it's a game changer. So this is Ken and Trenny. They are from the August round of training. Super cool people, very helpful, very genuine. They have an awesome page. Highly recommend checking it out. This was a free group he did last December, and I'm going to show you guys something really fun. So first you're going to see this was just a free group that he got. They got 235 comments on it. You can see here, I mean, crazy engagement. These are people, add me, I want to learn more. Yes, I want to work with you. I'm interested. I mean, look at all these. And he obviously responded privately to all these. I mean, they're connecting, and he's following exactly what we teach in there. And it's just an absolute game changer for him. But here's the cool part. Check this out. They did the exact same post, basically word for word a month later. And the cool thing is when you have your right audience, when you find your right audience, you can use the same ads for quite a long time. And reusing ads is very easy to do if you have a decent sized audience, and it's not a big audience. But I mean, if you have a decent enough size audience, you can reuse ads and expect to get as good or better results. How awesome would it be if you found a winning ad that you can just utilize again and again to bring in lots and lots of conversations? I mean, look at this. He actually went, I think it looks like almost 100 more comments here, you guys, for the exact same post. How cool is that? All right, so personal development. This is my wife, Sarah Regan. She does a lot of her business. She does a lot of the high-end personal coaching, which is a bit more expensive. And so she does a lot of like one-on-one stuff. And a lot of what she does, which you guys need to be doing as well, is live video. There's nothing better to brand yourself than with live video. People then can connect. Think of it as a way, like I said, with Brendon Burchard or Tony Robbins. You start feeling like you know them. You start feeling like you know their voice, you know their mannerisms, you know who they are. When people start building that rapport with you like that, and they feel like they know you, that's when the magic happens. That's when people start really, going to you as a trusted source, when you get someone to know, like, and trust you. So my wife does a lot with, hormonal issues, things she's worked on with that, because she had a lot of issues with hormones and digestion, especially after having a baby. And she talks about that, what she's working on, books she reads, stuff like that. When you start sharing your personal development with people that want to learn more about it, it's just amazing, because you start getting 78 shares, 88 comments, 25,000 views, all organic. Here's another great example. This is Natalie. She does a lot with faith-based stuff, spirituality. Again, millions of people on there looking for that type of personal development. She shared just from, this looks like Jesus Calling, 33 shares, 91 likes, 13 comments, just an organic post. 13 opportunities to get to know new people on there. What would that be like for you guys? How many times do you feel like you're getting crickets on your page or your posts? You're not getting that, and you feel like you have an awesomely written post that you know it's great. There's so much opportunity out there, you guys. This is actually from Natalie as well. When you start recognizing people that you care about, when you start recognizing your tribe, I mean, look at this. Seriously, almost brought tears to my eyes this Transformation Tuesday. It's a bit personal to me. I mean, this is awesome. Here's Stephanie. Stephanie has crazy amounts of engagement with her team and just on her page. All these people are probably not on her team. They just follow her page. And she says, I love my challengers. So this isn't even a coach. This is just someone that is working out with her that she's recognizing. How cool is that? Same deal here. This is Amber. Amber has a really great page. A lot of hers is faith-based as well. And she's really true to who she is, which I want you guys to be. Remember, you don't work for Beachbody. Beachbody is just one aspect of who you are. I want to see you all over your page. I want to get to know who you are. And here, if you don't, she said, this is my friend Jennifer. We met a little over a year ago online right after she had she suddenly lost her husband. So this is someone that she actually met from the cold market that she's now recognizing. How cool is that? So remember this, you guys. Whoops, there's no cap on how big you can grow your page, right? This is something that you need to start utilizing. When you start sharing your story, you start doing those live videos, you start reaching out to people that are engaging. It's just a snowball effect on your page. Here's Natalie's page. She's got 52,000 page likes. Here's my wife's page. And this was Kate Neal. We already talked about earlier viral videos. Kate had one that went viral. Every single round of training, I have had someone have a post go viral. And she was one of 2 or 3 people in that round. And you can see here, I mean, she got ridiculous numbers. I mean, ridiculously huge numbers from that one viral post. And that only can happen when you do it the right way, utilizing a like page, and you give people more of what they want, which is usually always a video, by the way. So a recap of this, the 4 vital behaviors work. Obviously, we know that. But when you're doing it with your tribe, with a sea of huge amounts of people, millions of people out there, you will absolutely, it will be the easiest thing you wait to transition in conversation, talking about products, when you have your tribe, when you're utilizing that 5th vital behavior, you guys. So results are going to be everything for you that you do, all the actions you take rather, will be so much easier when you just realize that if you're speaking to the right people, it won't ever feel gross. You won't ever feel like that salesperson. It's a natural conversation that you're having with your tribe. Now here's just a couple of just short little examples from people that have been in the training, that are in the training. 100% of my clients from our like page. We don't do anything from our personal page. You can look at my wife's page. You can look at my page. 0 from a personal page. Everything we do is from a like page. 60 conversations going Success Club 24. Here's Candy. Candy's awesome. She struggled at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. She struggled. It was tough for her, and I said, keep going, stick with it, and it's going to be worth it. And now she is hitting these ridiculously big numbers, all from her like page. So I have a really special treat for you guys, and this is actually the first people I have shared this with, so we're really pumped. I have a 7-day free academy if anyone's interested here. Day 1 goes over your story, and I actually interview, for those in Social Team Builder, I interview Mark Pachetti, and we go through your story and how to share your story. Day 2, we talk about how to dial in your avatar, because I know a lot of people have questions about that. We just did a post on the like page, which you can go see, and I asked who wants to learn more about how to find your avatar, and we got a bunch of comments on it of people wanting to learn more. Day 3, the importance of going live, and I actually did a video with my wife. We go through and offer a bunch of tips about how to go live and how to do it the right way. Day 4, share, don't sell. And this is someone that Jatana knows well too, which was Stephanie McDaniel. She actually did a full video on there. Stephanie works with me. She is amazing. She's way smarter than me, and she's incredibly talented. And she did a full breakdown, and you guys are going to love this one. She actually went through and shared a bunch of different posts, of successful posts from people in the training as well. But she broke down why they worked. So it's really awesome. It's a great video. Day 5, free groups. So we actually went through and interviewed a few people that exclusively build their business through free groups, providing value. And again, I said there's a right way and a wrong way to do this, and we're going to go through and you're going to see some amazing ways to build rapport with your cold market and start connecting with your cold market to provide value and have them remember who you are. There's a lot of pages people can follow, you guys. Why would they want to follow yours? What are you doing to stand out? And doing stuff like that makes a huge difference. Day 6, I called it Convos to Cash, just conversations that you turn into sales. But you're doing it in a way that are natural, doing it in a way that it's effortless. When you find your tribe and you do it in the way that you're providing value first, they will naturally want to work with you. And then day 7 is just more like page hacks, tips, things like that I'm going to go through, that I go through and I screen share with you. One thing I like to do a lot of is we don't go through a lot of theoretical information. And I think for a lot of people in the training, oh, by the way, go here. If you want to just grab it, it's free. I think you have to sign up and then you just register and you get a free account. So socialteambuilder.com/7days. So if you guys have questions, and I saw a few pop up, I will quit screen sharing and I can answer some for you. And Jatana, if you want to.
Yep, I'm going through them now. Awesome sauce. All right, let me scroll. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's start. Where did Jesse start talking? Kelly Smith, can I take videos and Beachbody posts I've been putting on my personal page and upload them to my like page to have some content for a bit? My posts on my timeline are typically me sharing, not just icky sales. Kelly, I'm not real sure what you're asking. Are you on? Do you want to unmute your line and ask?
I think she's saying if I post it on my personal page, can I post it on my like page? So one thing I would recommend doing that we usually recommend is saying start it with your like page and share it over. And share it over to your personal page. Try to start, you kind of have to train people from your personal page to move over to your like page. It takes time.
Yeah. Can I kind of add a little bit to that?
Absolutely.
Sorry. Thank you so much for all of this, by the way. I can't wait to do the social team builder training. What I mean is like, so I have a like page, but I haven't done anything with it in a really long time. Mm-hmm. All the stuff that I've been putting on my personal page, can I like scroll back a few months and use some of those posts and just go ahead and
absolutely
content, go ahead and put it on my like page, you know?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would absolutely start doing that and, start filling up your page with some of your better posts, especially if it's about you. People can go find Beachbody anywhere. They can go find Beachbody anywhere. I can get Beachbody probably in the black market for a few bucks if I want to, or go burn it from a friend. They are not buying the DVDs or the workout on demand or whatever. They're paying to work with you. And that's something you guys have to remember. So it's incredibly important that you share who you are and what's going on in your life. Okay. And why you're doing this. So I hope that makes sense.
It does. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Beth Road, I thought everything costs money to share things on your personal page. I mean, your like page. Your like page. Every time I post something on my like page, it asks me if I want to boost a post.
So we actually say we have the No Boost Club in Social Team Builder. So I would recommend if you don't know anything about advertising, don't spend any money on it. Because too many people will say, oh, go boost posts. Well, they don't tell you how to target. They don't tell you what you're doing. They don't tell you how to utilize it correctly. You actually should be using something called the Power Editor. But if they say that because Facebook is a public company, they want money. They're in this for money. They don't just do this stuff for free. Just like you guys, you work for free for a while, but you're doing this to build a business. You guys are doing this to free yourself from the grind, I'm assuming. So that is something I would never recommend doing. Do not boost posts.
Yeah, I've always said it's like a slot machine.
Oh yeah. Look, because the way we teach things is you shouldn't be guessing about what's effective. There's a term in marketing called scaling up. And a lot of people don't know what scaling up means, but really what it means is that you could test a lot of posts and most of your things that you try will not do well. Most of them will fail. But when you find something that does well, you can scale it up, meaning you can put money back in and then get money out. You should be spending $1 and getting back 5, rather than I'm going to throw $20 at this and hope it works. And then I'll start again later.
Yeah.
I've heard every story you could imagine. Like, Jesse, I was spending $1,200 a month trying to build my page up. I didn't know what I was doing and I got nothing from it. And I have people in the training, Kelsey Gigi is an example, and you'll see her in the free training, you guys got to check it out. And she's an example of someone. She built her page up the right way. I think she got to around 13,000 page likes. She ran $20 worth of ads last year and hit Success Club 10 through 20 every single month. So when you build your page the right way and you find your tribe on there, it's not that hard and you don't have to spend that much money.
Absolutely. All right, Denise asked, if you already have a like page but you haven't worked it well, is it better to start a new page or keep the one you already have to employ these tips? Also, what is the best page to set up? Some are under business, some are under community.
As far as the category goes, it's really irrelevant. Just don't pick local business because you're not one. So I usually just say pick coach or public figure. It doesn't give you any special treatment. As far as should you start a page over, that's kind of $1 million question. I don't know how you built your page, but if you had a lot of untargeted people on there, if you spent a lot of money on the page and you're not getting engagement, you might want to consider starting over. And I know that sounds bad, like, oh, but what do you have to lose? What have you got from the page at this point? I would rather have you start over. Give me a page of 1,000 targeted people versus 10,000 untargeted people all day. So it's not about the size of your page. Trust me.
Yep, absolutely. And all right, so Sue said, I have Social Team Builder, but I haven't used it. It appears to be moving faster than I can keep up with. Should I start over from the beginning? I feel discouraged and left behind.
Well, what is the one thing we always say is you can take this at your own pace, and if you haven't started, then yeah, start from the beginning. I think, and Jitana, I think, can back me up on this. It's pretty positive in there, and there's a lot of support. I'm in there every day, and I've got a lot of people that just help me, other coaches. We have a plethora of top coaches in there that help out. Just take your time. Just the best advice I can give you is just like anything else. Do you get a 6-pack in one day? Do you get in great shape eating one good meal or get healthy eating one good meal? No, you got to do it every day. Take it one day at a time. Give me a half hour a day, and I will promise you will get positive results from that. And ask me questions in the training. Anything you need with the training, I will be there for you.
Love it. And one of the things I love about Sue's like page is she is specifically targeting pageant girls looking to get fit for competition, which is fantastic. So
the more specific you can get with your targeting, the better, because then you can get that message to you just know who you're speaking to. The worst thing you can do is what I call, and no offense if you work there, but a Walmart crowd, where it's just everybody, and you don't want that. That's not going to get you engagement. That's what boosting does to your page. It just brings in everyone, but it doesn't really bring in anyone, if that makes sense.
Yep. Are free groups more effective from a like page or on separate group page?
Well, you run your free groups from a group. So you would launch them with your personal page, but you just run a free group in a group. You could do it as an event as well. Mm-hmm. Free groups are effective when you find the right people and you have fun with it, and you're enthusiastic about helping. We did a great hangout today with Stephanie Kathman and Jessica Pasola, who's a 15-star, and we talked about what they're doing with their free groups and how they get so much crazy business. Stephanie Kathman just hit like Success Club 70 with free groups, and she does a lot with accountability. She talks about like a 7-day free group. All right, we're going to do something on abs. So I'm going to measure this today, and we're going to measure it on day 7. And I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to connect with you personally. I'm going to talk to you. And she gets crazy amounts of business from doing that. even like a water challenge or something. She's like, all right, tell me what color your pee is today, and then we'll look at what color your pee is on the day 7. You know, just stuff like that. You know, but it's true. You know, I mean, just anything you can do to hold people accountable or have fun doing it. Jessica Pasola, that she was doing something with Truth or Dare with fitness. So just stuff like that where you can have fun, be enthusiastic, and connect with new people will bring you more business. It's natural when you provide value, and treat your free groups as if they were a paid group. Treat them and just pour your heart and soul into it. That's what makes you stand up from the crowd. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, just try to puke out lots of free information. But if you're truly connecting with people privately and you're holding them accountable, or you're just working with them, that's what brings you business. Of course, they're going to, hey, Jatana, help me. Jatana was the one that asked me about what's going on. Where am I going to go when I need help? It's easy.
Yeah. And how often do you think people should post on their like page?
Well, we recommend 3 to 5 times a day. There's no real limit, but I mean, try to at least 3 times a day, and start getting regular with your live videos. Do at least a couple live videos a week. You know, I think I did a couple of videos with my wife, because for a lot of people, I like to ask a lot of feedback, like, what's scary for you? What makes you nervous? You know, like, and a lot of people are scared to do live video. You know, like they get nervous about it or whatever, which is natural. You know, I mean, that's, you feel like everybody's watching, or you feel like, you know, what if I make a mistake or whatever? Well, here's the good thing. And I'm getting off on a little bit of a tangent, but don't ever feel like you should be perfect. Perfect doesn't work well on Facebook. Be you. Make mistakes. That's what people like. That's what connects with people. That's what builds rapport. If you go on and screw up some words, laugh at yourself. Have some fun. That's what will absolutely connect with people, you guys.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And with my live videos, like, I mean, I think I was crying yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
And I've had my kids run in the middle of it and like, hi, it's James, while I'm trying to do meal prep videos. And people love it. That's actually, those are the people that start commenting like, oh, your son's so cute, isn't he? I mean, but it makes you, especially when you are doing Jesse's training and you're trying to target a super cold market, but they're in your niche, like that's what lets them get to know you as a person, rather than just being some page that they follow. You're real. You've got James. You become, they're the characters in your family become real life to them rather than this foreign, distant relationship.
Oh yeah, we've had my daughter have a full meltdown on there. I'm talking full screaming meltdown, and you know, I actually had to kind of pause while I was doing a team call and grab my daughter. So but that's what happens. You know, I always like to use the example too recently of the guy, you probably saw him, the guy in the BBC who had his kids come on when he was talking on the news and his kids came in the background. He was way too uptight, I thought. If it was me, I would have came around and sat my kid right on my lap and kept going. Yeah. You know, it just gets awkward otherwise. Just have fun with it.
Awesome. All right, Melinda asks, what is the best thing to do to start a like page? I need to set one up ASAP.
Well, I'm glad that made an impact then and you realize you do. So really you can just go and, I don't remember all the steps, but I think if you just looked up page and then you start a page, or you just Google start a Facebook page, it's really easy. It takes like 1 minute, and just select like public figure. And that's all you have to do. Don't worry about any of the targeting that they say on there. Just skip a lot of that stuff. And then another big tip I like to give, get a good looking cover. Go to a place like Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and get a cover done for like $20. You know, you can take a picture with your phone of you standing against the wall and have the designer crop it out, and he or she then can create the cover for you. And what I like to do is just send the designer, hey, I like this cover, and I like this, I like, you know, these things. Can you kind of do something like this? That's all you got to do. And then in your description of your cover, talk about your story. What did you do before Beachbody? Why did you become a coach? You know, what are your goals? What are your aspirations? Who's in your family? I want to get to know you. And don't end it with, if you want to join my next group, go here. You know, like, talk about messaging. Every goal should be messaging. You're not going to get sales. Oh, by the way, like on your cover and stuff, don't put a bunch of Instagram, email, website, all this stuff on your cover. Nobody's going to type in that stuff on your cover. They're not. No one's going to take the time. Okay, let me see here. You know, like, if you have a link to something you want to send them to, put it in that description. So sorry, that's just.
No, I love it. And one of the things that Jesse told me when he first started mentoring me on the whole like page, and I want to impress this upon you before you get super excited and you start building your like page, is that you can't stop the things that work right now, okay? So this is like you're about to start tossing another ball up in the air, okay? And be okay with the fact that like he was telling Sue, take it little bits at a time, whatever works for your personality. I get overwhelmed really easily, just like Sue does, and so I have to do it in little bits or I have to outsource it. And so, pace yourself, but realize that's a whole nother entity. You have to keep doing the things that's been working for you now. So hitting Success Club through your personal page it is what you're going to have to do, or your Instagram page, whatever you're using, and then really focus on being super professional and intentional with trainings and your posts on your like page.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. And we hammer that home from the beginning. If something's working for you, do not quit it, okay? Keep doing what you're doing, but then it's a transition. It's not like you flip a switch and then, all right, everybody's over here. Now I'm going to start using this. It's a transition, but there's no limit to how big you can grow. So it's ridiculous to not transition that way. Yeah. If that makes sense. So make sure that you are doing that just a little bit each day. Keep posting on there. Even if no one's seeing it, start warming up, because you can reuse those posts, right? So just make sure that you're taking action on things like that. 90% of all success is really just showing up and doing something. Even if you do it wrong right away, if you'll learn from your mistakes. And anybody that's in social team builder knows we got their back. So if you have questions, or if you have concerns, or you have something that you need to work on, that's what we're here for.
Love it. And y'all, we're going international here soon. So, I mean, I don't know a better time to make sure that and Jesse, I'd love to hear your advice on this. Like if we're going over to Europe or Australia or wherever, what is your advice with like page versus your personal page and how it can really...
Well, okay, that's a great question. I've been fortunate enough to be able to know a lot of people that get a lot of insider information like you. And so I get a lot of, I have, a lot of people telling me stuff, which I love, it helps me out, but I'm willing to bet the next people that are going to be the top coaches, like Jatana and like some other people inside of, and this sounds a little bit tooting my own horn, but I think they're going to come out of Social Team Builder because of this international deal. Because you're not going to be able to find people in Australia on your personal page. You could type it in, but it's not going to be easy. But I can go through and I could target everyone down to the city block and anywhere in that Facebook is. So basically everywhere but China. So all the countries, and I don't know all of them, is England, Australia, Mexico, or I can't remember all.
Yeah. Eventually Beachbody will be global. So